All right. Welcome back. And we are now on episode number 88. I'm just taking a look here at Kennedy's website, kennedy24.com. As, as I lose my voice and get it back and lose it. And it's been like that for a few days. But look at this. Kennedy's website is looking more and more like Trump's website. It's beautiful. It was such a great day, August 23rd, 2024. A great day to see these two men together on the stage, shaking hands in public like this for the very first time. And it won't be the last time, because in just a few days, they are going to have a town hall, not only Kennedy and Trump, but it will also have Tulsi Gabbard. The transition team is in full effect. So this event that they are going to do, I believe it's on the 20th. Let me pull that up. It is coming up. It's in 3 days here. Let's see, USA24townhall.com. Let's go there and take a look. USA24townhall.com. All right, this is now rescheduled because it was scheduled before, now scheduled for October 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're 3 days away. This is going to be a great event. Some of the things that President Trump talked about at the Al Smith dinner, he praised RFK Jr., always about the health. And if you've noticed, Kennedy has been doing a lot more things about the health. Even on the website, MAHA, Kennedy MAHA, Make America Healthy Again, with all of the new official MAHA MAGA merchandise. It's great stuff. So we kind of know where it's going. One of the only questions is, I would say, is what spot is Trump going to give Kennedy? What spot? HHS? What makes the most sense? And then what is Kennedy going to do with it? And Trump jokes a little bit about that. Great stuff between these two. And I'm curious to see where Tulsi Gabbard is going to fall in there. Secretary of State. Let's see. We'll see where all of that ends up. But I'm very curious and really looking forward to this, seeing these three people on the same stage in a town hall gathering. My only criticism or pre-criticism is that I hope this thing is not another 1 hour, 30, 40-minute thing. With these three people on the stage here, you would think this thing needs to be about 3 hours. 3 hours. So you can go to USA24townhall.com right now and you can register for this online event. And I hope people do. I'll put it there in the chat for anyone. Let's see, engage directly with them. So that's all you do. And you can submit your questions too, which is nice. This is an interactive town hall experience. This should be some good stuff, but you can submit your questions right now. We'll see what it goes. Anytime I see the virtual thing, the virtual background, it just reminds me too much of COVID. But that's okay. Not that COVID is okay, but this is okay. So I'm going to play a little bit from some of the Al Smith dinner. Obviously, that was very fun to watch. Thankfully, at least not here, you will not see the Kamala Harris cringe video that she sent in. I'm not playing that. It's bad. It's really bad. But you can go watch the full thing. It's everywhere. You'll see the full event. I just got some of those clips. But before that, I also have one of Kennedy's latest videos that he put on his YouTube channel, which is
in today's episode of Maha Voices,
RFK Jr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr. But it's good to see. And the country, it looks like the country is headed in the right direction. I don't see any path to victory for Kamala Harris, but that didn't stop Joe Biden in 2020. Let's listen to this.
We speak with Matt Armstrong, a professor and a lifelong Democrat who was a Kennedy supporter that is now voting for Donald Trump. The stories of transformation have a similar thread to each: a people abused of their trust by a party that has insisted upon their moral superior vision of democracy, or one-party rule. Matt's words are impassioned and amazing, a breakup letter of the fiercest kind. Matt casts a clear vision of what it means to disavow a harmful orthodoxy at the risk of career, relationships, but for the grand ideal of country over party.
To the Democrats, this is my career suicide note, but it's also a thank you from someone who is done with careerism. I'm a lifelong member of your party, and I'm voting for Donald Trump. Why? It's not just your industrial scale censorship or your endless wars or the fact that you disenfranchised millions of Kennedy voters. If that were all I had, it would be sufficient in terms of conscience and rage. But there's more to this story than anger. Your hatred and censorship has taught me to admire President Trump and to love my fellow working class Americans. And for that, I thank you. This vote is for all the traumatized people who have been canceled and banished just for saying no to the establishment. This vote is for the surveyor, the farmer, the HVAC man, the nurse, the hairstylist, the deadhead, the veteran, and my fellow adjunct professors who have told me their stories about being bullied by the Democrats and their friends and family and their colleagues at work. This is for the young black woman in my class last year who, on the day of Kamala Harris's visit to campus, said,
"Oh, you're going to hate me, Dr. Armstrong, but I'm not going, I'm voting for Donald Trump."
Why would she think I would hate her for the way she votes? What has happened to our country? Somehow Donald Trump has changed my mind. Where I once saw a cartoon white supremacist, warmonger, and narcissist, I now see the man who renegotiated NAFTA, and the only president in the 21st century not to start a new war. Where I once saw the pal of the neocons, I now see a man who has awoken from his slumber and disavowed Dick Cheney, George Bush, and John Bolton, even as my own party embraces these men. Why has the greatest entrepreneur of my generation, Elon Musk, risked his career to side with Trump? Why has the most consequential grassroots environmentalist of my time, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., sacrificed friends, family, and reputation to side with the Orange Menace? Why has the most courageous peace activist of the 21st century, Tulsi Gabbard, left our party? Because Tulsi, Bobby, and Elon see what I see. Donald Trump is resilient, and he's risking his life to change the fate of our nation. Trump is transforming the Republican Party into the party of peace, free speech, and the working class. He has converted George Bush's billionaire boys club of big war, big ag, and big pharma into a party that cares about public health and embraces regenerative agriculture. Now, I don't think the GOP is all the way there yet, but they're clearly the party that embraces dissent, and dissent, brave speech, is the fuel for evolution. So, for the first time in my life, I'm voting Republican. In the name of peace in Ukraine and free speech here at home, I'm casting my vote as a Kennedy Democrat for Donald Trump.
That is awesome. I'm just going to pause it there for a second. That's lovely. Now, the other question would be is, how is Kennedy going to vote? Where do you think Kennedy is going to vote? For the first time in his life, do you think Kennedy is going to vote as a Republican? That would be pretty cool. I would love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. Only time will tell, though. This is a great one. This is not a book. This is just a notebook. This will be my 2024-2025 journal. It's really cool. It's got the mag at the bottom. But this will be my 2025 journal to keep up with these guys for maybe a possible second Kennedy and Trump book. I doubt it. But it's been a lot of fun writing this book, Kennedy and Trump, as it kind of winds down. There's not too much more to do, not too much more to say, not too much more to add to it. Then it'll just be the rewrites and taking a lot of these quotes and trying to get them into a nice cohesive story. Still working on that. That may be a long process, but it's been a very fun process to follow this journey, the twists and the turns and how all of this plays out. And will Trump win in the end like he did in 2016 and 2020? What will be the difference? This early voting thing is supposed to help what we all see. But I want to play a little bit of the Al Smith dinner before Trump spoke because one of the things that caught my eye while the host was up there is Kennedy and Kennedy's wife on the dais too. Kind of far back behind Trump, but Kennedy just looks bored. He just looks like he doesn't really have any interest in being here, being a part of this. I'll play a little bit of this.
We will break $10 million. $10 million. Everyone look at Michael Bloomberg and tell him he should give more money. $10 million is pretty impressive. You know what I mean? I mean, granted, it could get you a studio apartment in Manhattan, which seems, you know, expensive, especially considering you can get a mayor for 2 business class flights. Oh, did I break I didn't think we had borders anymore.
That was a good line. I didn't think we had borders anymore. It's a great line there.
All right, let's go positive here. Can we have
I don't know who
round of
this dude
applause
is
for
here.
First Lady Melania Trump?
This guy, but he does not look very happy. And if that's Mike Pompeo, something wrong with him. He's definitely got some health issues because he's been looking very, very thin. Too thin, not a healthy thin, just weird thin. And they talk about Melania. And then Trump gets up there, obviously.
Has the #1 book in America.
Melania's book is #1. Pretty good.
And you know, by the way, Jesus taught us to forgive 7 times, not 7 times, but 70 times.
I'm gonna skip a little bit to some of.
Melania, you may be the first person to actually reach that.
I think they actually do talk about Kennedy a little bit here.
She's watching. Again, right? I don't know if he's seen what Donald Trump eats.
Yeah. Let me go back just a little bit. They do talk about.
Sure. RFK Jr. He, of course, is going to make America. He's part of the MAGA Make America Healthy Again. Right?
Right.
I don't know if he's seen what Donald Trump eats. But Donald Trump eats like, well, me and the Cardinal, okay? And anyway, now the prompter guy. I went off book a little bit here. So anyway, I'd like to also welcome Mayor Adams, brought to you by Turkish Airlines.
He's under indictment. He's getting the Trump treatment. So. And Schumer looks kind of lost there too. He just was like, he doesn't give a crap.
What a job you're doing.
He doesn't seem to care too much.
Abraham Lincoln, but he was in charge of it.
So yeah, the Trump speech is really good. He does go after just about everybody.
We're going to make sure that it's respected, and we're going to go out and do very good things for ourselves.
The volume is really, really low. I think this is actually better when it's Trump and them talking about.
How are you?
I'm good. This is very nice.
Big night last night.
I've never sat in the middle.
It's great, right?
I
don't think anyone.
It's the first.
No one sat in the middle.
I've never seen anybody sitting in the
You've
middle.
got the really good light.
This is good lighting. How do we look? Oh, not so good.
Mr. President, don't you always do that first? The biggest interview, the smallest, the first thing you look at, you grab the lights, you go, move that pole over, you come over here.
You're a producer.
Lighting is very important. No, let's turn down the lights. No, I'm only.
Well, what did you think of
It's a
last
nice room,
night? What did you think of last night?
I thought it was great. I thought, it was for the Catholic Church, really, and for a lot of good people, a lot of good causes. And unusually, she didn't show up. You would have thought she would have shown up last night. You were surprised. We were all surprised. But they told me it's only teleprompter for the comedian. I said, give me the comedian. No. I didn't get, so I had to do it sort of like, and I liked it better. I think I liked it better. But, when I went, I said, is this a teleprompter speech? And I had a pretty long speech. And they said, so we don't use teleprompter. Then I get up there and see the comedian using it. And he was good, too, by the way.
Jim Gaffigan's funny.
I thought he was good. Yeah.
Kamala Harris did not show up, as you know.
Right.
She sent a video from Saturday Night Live. We have seen historically a lot of Democrats, they turn to the guys at Saturday Night Live or The Tonight Show. They write all their material.
Horrible.
Your material was real funny. Who wrote it? Who helped you with it?
Well, I've had a lot of people helping. A couple of people from Fox, actually. I shouldn't say that, but they wrote some jokes. And for the most part, I didn't like any of them. But I got
Should we see some highlights? I think you did great.
Go ahead.
Watch.
Roll tape.
Catholic Church, helping the poor, educating children, and supporting the vulnerable. But if you really wanted Vice President Harris to accept your invitation, I guess you should have told her the funds were going to bail out the looters and rioters in Minneapolis, and she would have been here, guaranteed she would have been here. Guaranteed. It's a true pleasure to be with you this evening. Amazing pleasure. And these days, it's really a pleasure anywhere in New York without a subpoena for my appearance. Anytime I don't get a subpoena, I'm very happy. But unfortunately, Governor Walz isn't here himself, but don't worry, he'll say that he was. He's going to say he was. But I have to be careful, however, to understand that this will be the first time in the history of this event where jokes will be fact-checked, and they will be. All polls are indicating I'm leading big with the Catholic vote, as I should be, But I don't think Kamala has given up yet. She hasn't. Instead of attending tonight, she's in Michigan receiving communion from Gretchen Whitmer.
That
Mr.
was funny.
President,
That was
you
funny.
had a balance because you got to tell these jokes, but you're sitting next to people that don't like you at all.
Chuck Schumer's
so how
right
was
there.
that?
You know, I know him very well. I guess he doesn't like, but he likes me enough. It's a little bit, it's hard to explain. You know, I gave him his first check when he was young. I was young. It was his first check. I don't know if that good or bad, but it was the first check that he ever got. He was running for, I think, Assembly up in New York, and he got it from me. So
So we should blame you for the rise of
Yeah,
Chuck Schumer.
right.
It's all on
blame me
you.
for
Right.
Defeating Al
What-
That was
D'Amato.
New York.
What did Mayor Adams say to you? Because y'all, I mean, he's a Democrat, you're a Republican, but you can relate because of these subpoenas.
Yeah.
Letitia James, she was in the back row.
the weaponization. No, it's look, I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. I say it. But Adams, he came out against the immigrants, you know, against the destruction of New York, frankly. He did the right thing. I said, he will be indicted within 6 months. And he was. They indicted him. Now, I don't know if it's legit. I haven't looked at it, but it seems very suspicious when he comes out against something they're doing. They're destroying the country. They are destroying our country. He was right. I go down the streets of New York. I went down the streets of New York 2 days ago, and I'm looking at migrants all over Madison Avenue, all over Fifth Avenue. I've never seen anything like it. I'll tell you, I've never seen. This is New York. You see empty stores. You never saw empty stores on Madison Avenue. You never see them. It's a shame. He did the right thing, but he got indicted, and they play weaponization. These are an evil group of people. These are really a bad group of people. I'm doing well with my stuff. I won in Florida. I'm winning all over the place. But, you know, what they want to do is keep them busy. Let me spend plenty of money fighting it and let them maybe. But I think so far it's backfired because the public understands. The win in Florida, that was the big case. That was the case, oh, you're going to lose. Now, he actually lost because he had documents, but he didn't have the
You're talking about
presidential.
the documents case
Yeah.
in
It
Florida.
was the documents case. That was like they say the big one. I don't know what's the big one, but the big one. And we had a very brilliant judge, a very fair judge, and I won the case. I won the whole thing. He didn't win. They said he was grossly incompetent, and based on that, they're not going to charge him. But the funny is, he can be president, but he can't go to court. They say he can't go to court because he's incompetent. So he can't go to court, so that's okay, but he's allowed to be president. So there's something wrong with our country when that happens. But I thought last night's
It was great.
I think it was terrible that she missed it because it's only been one person missed it in many years, and that's Walter Mondale, and he lost 49-1.
But let me ask you, why do you think she
God
missed
was
it?
not with her.
Mr. President, why do you think she missed it? There's a lot of theories.
Okay, I think that she's not competent. I don't want to say this kind of stuff, but we can't live with this. We're not going to be able to live
So you don't
with
think
it.
she's funny?
I don't think she's funny. I don't look her staff. She's got 5% of her staff stayed with her. 95% quit. If that happened to me, I'd be front page of every. Nobody likes her. Nobody wants to be with her. And I only say this. I don't like even saying it, but we can't have her as a president. She's a Marxist. we're not ready for a Marxist. Do you agree with that?
I
Angela?
do agree with you.
And
I
Angela's
think
a
a
question.
Marxist,
Yeah, let me ask you this.
and she's not very good. Let's just face it.
Closing argument time, because we're only
Yeah.
2.5 weeks until the election. So this is the final, this is it. So she realized joy, that's not working for them. So
Not
now
working too well.
they've changed it. Now they're ramping up their rhetoric. And when she sat down with Brett Baer, she said, talking about you, he's unstable. When she was speaking at a rally in Erie, Pennsylvania, she called you unstable and unhinged. And then in this new ad that they've rolled out, she's saying unhinged, more unstable, and unchecked. And then this caller that called into Charlemagne the God, his Breakfast Club show, this caller says, I have a sneaking suspicion that if Trump wins, he's going to use this law to put anyone that doesn't look white in camps. And I'm scared. And she says, yeah. So you've hit on a really important point. What is your response and what is your closing argument?
Well, first of all, the question is a pretty rough question because, you're giving this whole argument of this woman that I don't think she knows where she is. She's a low IQ person. She's not smart. Everyone knows that. Didn't even pass her law exam. It was a big thing. She never thought she was going to be able to pass it. If you tell me this stuff, I'll say it. I am a person that they are a threat to democracy. These people are misinformation people. They'll say, let's go out with this one. They've tried many different things. They tried, he's a dictator. He's going to take over the whole world. He's a this. Every week they try something else. So far it hasn't worked. I guess that's the attack they have for this week. It doesn't seem to be working. I am the most stable human being. Remember they said a stable genius. I am the most stable human being. I've been doing this
Very
for a long
humble.
time. We had 4 years of greatness. We had the greatest economy in history. We had the greatest border. Brian, you were down there.
Absolutely.
We had a border that was the best we've ever had in the
I
history.
do want to play just a little bit to cut to some of this. It looks like today there is it's a protest for AOC.
Keep the boys out of girls' sports. Keep the illegal immigrants out. Where's the other side? Vote no for legal rights for illegal immigrants. That's also a Prop 1 on the back of the ballot. They wanted to say yes to it. They have it's not transparent. It's not a transparent ballot. They're making you think it's something else. They're making you think it's something else.
Forte for Congress. Fire AOC.
We are suffering.
She is destroying our city.
People that pay taxes and were born and raised here, but illegal immigrants are coming here and saying what we should be getting. That's the problem.
Oh shit!
AOC loves Hezbollah. AOC's crying right now because her buddy got killed in a bus. Her buddy got killed. My condolences to you, AOC. You lost a good friend the other day. And once again, stop the jewel party system in New York. We need to save New York and get these rhinos.
This channel, LV Nation, LV Nation. They're live right now, by the way.
They're all in
Right
there
now.
on it. That's right. And this today, honestly, is for back in the ballot. AOC's supposed to be here, walking the streets of Morris Park to tell everyone to vote yes, with their lying propaganda. And I'm telling you to vote no, because we need to save girls' sports. Okay, we don't need illegal
Amen.
immigrants getting rights. They're taking enough from us.
It's
They're
time to
taking
throw
our
the
tax
cash
money.
and say
They're
no.
getting
Get
food.
back
They're getting
America
houses.
to
They're getting
American people.
healthcare.
We are the people.
Our veterans are
Oh,
sleeping
we are
in the streets of New York City. Our homeless citizens are in the streets. Our mental health patients are being denied housing, are being denied mental health. Our addicts are being fed fentanyl by the truckloads because it's coming in through the Democratic Party to poison and kill their minds. We need them
Cool.
out.
He's still live.
Enough is
too.
enough. We need
Tina.
America back. We the people. We the people.
We the people. We the people.
Smash the like button, guys.
We the people. We the people.
This is Bronx Democrats office. This is where AOC resides. I guess they're not here or they're hiding inside. I'm not sure. Make sure to smash the like button right away. We got 71 likes. Smash the like button.
Yeah, and follow, subscribe. LV Nation.
You auditioned for this district.
Can I put
She didn't
this-
care.
I'll put this one
I care. I'm not a politician. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I love my country. I bleed red, white, and blue. I love this country. My father fought for this country. And now I'm here stepping up to fight for this country.
And you're
Because
real
I
bad
won't back
girls.
down. I stand my ground. I was born and raised in Bronx and Neck. And I say it's enough.
And I love these
It's
streets,
enough.
and she's
Give
taking
me
them away.
a chance. Vote for me. Vote for me, and I'll make the changes. I will vote for you.
Okay, that's too bad.
The voice of the people, the voice of the Bronx. Thank you. And in Queens, the other part of my district, there's brothels across the street from elementary school.
Brothel. Does everyone know what a brothel is? It's a home where men can go, women can go, and it's a free-for-all for sex. $10 for a 10-year-old. It's a shame. It's a disgrace.
You got it. You got it.
AOC knows about the brothels in Queens, and she says prostitution is a job. Yes, when they're adults, not when they're children. Our children should not be prostituting so they can have a piece of
I just wanted to play a little bit of that, but go check out LV Nation. Tina Forte shows up to AOC office. It's live right now. I'm probably going to keep it on just in the background and maybe come back to it. But I wanted to get a little bit of Mr. Gutfeld because you know he's funny, and it's always a great way to go through this. And I may just end this here. I got to get some writing done today. I was on fire last night doing a lot of writing, and I got to get back to it. I want to get this book done. I don't believe it's going to be done until maybe mid 2025, but it's looking good. Having a lot of fun doing it. Let's hear what Gutfeld's got to say. This was like watching Batman give a wedgie to the Penguin. What is he talking about?
Trump's got the quips at the dinner Kamala skips. Our video of the day comes to us from the Al Smith Dinner, a fundraiser for Catholic Charities here in New York. Historically, presidential candidates attend together, setting aside their differences for a good cause and the chance to brutally roast each other. And Trump did not hold back. Roll it.
Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. The major issue in this race is childcare, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband, Doug, anywhere near the nannies. Just keep them away. I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walz. But I'd better wrap up because Mayor Adams told me earlier that I needed to make this one very quick, especially the city has reserved this room for a large group of illegal aliens coming in from Texas.
But much like Jesse Water, when the bill comes, Kamala was a no-show. The first Democrat nominee to bail on the dinner since '84. And if you can't remember the candidate in '84, that's why. She chose instead to play a cringeworthy pre-taped skit.
The Al Smith Dinner provides a rare opportunity to set aside partisanship. Who was that?
Oh, sorry, Mary Catherine Elliott. Mary Catherine Elliott. It's so nice to meet you.
It is a very important dinner, and it's an important tradition that I'm so proud to be a part of.
Sometimes when I get nervous, I stick my fingers under my arms and I simmer them like that.
I'm giving a speech. Do you have some thoughts about what I might say tonight?
It's time for a woman, bro. Don't forget to say superstar.
Thank you, Mary Catherine.
Thank you, Mama.
Good job on checking out the recon. I absolutely love this
horrible.
kit. So this thing will treat about 5.
Well, that was timely. Does anybody born after 1980 even know what the hell that was? But surprisingly, the MC of the evening, Jim Gaffigan, who also plays Tim Walz on SNL, didn't let the Dems off the hook.
President Biden couldn't be here tonight. The DNC made sure of that. You know, this event has been referred to as the Catholic Met Gala. 22% of Americans identify as Catholic. Catholics will be a key demographic in every battleground state. I'm sorry, why is Vice President Harris not here? The Democrats have been telling us Trump's reelection is a threat to democracy. In fact, they were so concerned of this threat, they staged a coup, ousted their democratically elected incumbent, and installed Kamala Harris. In other words, all her dreams have come true.
Ouch! Hurts more than my hemorrhoids. So, Bobby, you were there last night, and I wanted to ask you, because we were talking about this earlier, this divisiveness, that this thick cloud of divisiveness, and yet you see Chuck Schumer playfully engaging Trump, and it kind of bothers me because it's like, on the publicly they say Trump is Satan, and then they're like, shaking hands and having comfortable conversations. Is Schumer aware of the damage that his demonization is having when it's not, especially when it's not true?
I didn't see, from my perspective, I could not see Schumer enjoying any part of it.
Yeah, okay.
He did look glum throughout. And,
Yeah.
One of the really interesting phenomena about what's happened over really since COVID is that it used to be that comedy was the purview of the left,
Mm-hmm.
and that Republicans who were kind of at that time spouting kind of corporate and governmental orthodoxies.
Mhm.
You can't be funny when you do that.
No.
And then all the funniest people on the left became not funny. Stephen Colbert, who used to be one of the funniest people in the world, you can't watch him anymore.
Yeah.
And all the comedy is now happening on the right. And even when I didn't like Trump, when I believed all of the propaganda against him, and and saw a lot of the things about him that that are let's say unconventional. But I always said he's the most entertaining politician that we've had in my lifetime. He has great comedic timing, and he showed that last night. He was really funny last night, really droll. And yet he got, it was generally a hostile crowd.
Yeah.
And he got universal laughter on all of those jokes. And you don't see that on the left anymore.
No, you don't. Tyrus, was it a good idea for Kamala? What's funny is she did say in her video, it's important to come together, and then she didn't show up.
Right. Well, again, this isn't like we haven't seen her in public settings. And I'm pretty sure when her team found out that there was no teleprompter, there was going to be no Kamala. Like, it's just, she doesn't do well in those settings. We haven't figured out what interview settings she does well in yet, but we're pretty sure. We're pretty sure getting up there in front of people and telling jokes. And here's the difference: Trump said some ones that weren't so great, right? Because unfortunately he didn't have time to prep. Yeah. Because somebody made him late. It was high. But he went and did it anyway. And even when they were bad, I think.
What made him late? It was this man right here, Tyrus. Trump tells that story on that Fox News interview. But he didn't realize he had to go and do a 30-minute segment with Tyrus on Outkick. So, and that's a Fox News channel. That's about 30 minutes. And it starts off where Tyrus actually begins the show by apologizing to President Trump and saying, hey, I thought you were this, I thought you were that. And I realized, something very, very different. That interview is out there on Fox News. It's out there. Just type in Outkick, Tyrus, Donald Trump. Trump is everywhere. There's shows that I can't get to. There's actually been one or two rallies. I didn't see yesterday's rally, so I'm like a day behind on those rallies. And I used to try to make sure that I watched every single Trump rally. And it's been difficult because he's doing so many. And now that we are here it's go time. I mean, there's just what, 2 weeks left, and that's it. It's getting down to the wire, but Tyrus is always awesome. Another wrestling link here, and I got one more awesome wrestling link I cannot wait to listen to. It's a
I
short.
think one of the funniest parts of the whole thing was like, well, this one's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I should have read this one through. Like, he was not afraid to make fun of himself. Now, in the clips there was a lot of tough jokes, and the comedians were throwing real shots at him. But every time they did, he smiled, he acknowledged it, he laughed, he took it on, he was gracious. That would not have happened on the other side. We would have saw what happened. We saw when who gets mad at Bret Baier? How hard is it? Like, no one gets mad at Bret Baier. And when she was screaming at Bret Baier, what was she going to do when he said that? We would have seen a reaction that would not have been good for her. So she thought not showing up was the best move, which should let everybody know exactly where their campaign is at right now.
Joey Gaffigan talking about mentioning the coup is like, that seems like a right-wing talking point, but he's not a right-winger. He's Democrat.
No, I think he brought some personal animus in there. Like, hey, like he is not happy.
So that's good. That is some good stuff. Just one or two more little clips here. Truth Social. Wow. When I heard about this one, I don't know if you've seen this one, but President Trump was actually interviewed by Kane and The Undertaker. It doesn't get any cooler than that. Here's just a little clip that Trump posted.
November.
Uh-oh.
Right, everyone. November 5th, election mania. Choice is yours. You can go with President Trump, Kane, and The Undertaker, or you can take Kamala Harris, Dave Bautista, and Tim Walz. Choose wisely. The nation depends on it.
And that should be an easy choice.
I gotta replay that one. Are there subtitles on this? Quality's good. Damn, that was good. He goes after Batista. If people don't know, Batista is another wrestler too. Yikes. Yikes.
Right, everyone. November 5th, election mania. Choice is yours. You can go with President Trump, Kane, and The Undertaker, or you can take Kamala Harris, Dave Bautista, and Tim Walz. Choose wisely. The nation depends on it.
And that should be an easy choice.
Yikes. Oh, I was not expecting them to go after Dave Bautista. And I like Dave Bautista as a wrestler. I thought he was good. It's good in Guardians of the Galaxy, if you've seen that too. But yikes. Oh, Undertaker not holding back at all. I got to see that full interview. You can definitely go and find that. I did not know Kane was going to be part of the interview too. Glenn Jacobs, who is the mayor of some city in who knows where, Kentucky or something like that. Good for him. That's great. Wow. I got to find that interview, see if I can play that one in a future episode. I just thought that was amazing stuff. Here is another 15-second clip of Trump in a Bronx barbershop.
The first time, but we all love America just like you. And that's why we're here.
Really nice. Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. President, are you going to stop the war?
Yeah, I'll get that war stopped. Well, we got a lot of wars. We had no wars with me. Correct. It's been an honor being with you, fellas. Thank you.
Okay, that was really hard to hear, but there are some other ones. This is all on Trump's Truth Social. CNN guests, I cannot find one Arab American who would vote for Kamala Harris. They would much rather to either vote third party, not vote at all, or vote Trump. They feel they have no political power. 54-7.
The business sector in the Arab American community. And I was really surprised this week to get an earful to hear them say that they would much rather either vote a third party, not vote at all, or vote for
Look at
Donald
the
Trump.
host. She looks,
And
the lady on the right looks defeated, like, oh, 4 more years of Trump. Here we go.
I'm telling you, it's not obviously a significant sample size, but I cannot find one Arab American within my social.
Another dude doesn't look too happy there either. This is the party of joy and happiness. They have the joy down in their heart. Well, it's so deep down, it probably fell out their ass.
Circle in business or personally who have said that they will vote for Kamala Harris. When you look at the polling, it seems sort of neck and neck. What they are saying, and this is not a Donald Trump campaign line, that Tiffany Trump's father-in-law, who's a Lebanese businessman, has been successful in kind of converting and talking to people to explain why Trump would be better, even with the Muslim ban, even with everything else that has happened. They feel they do not have any political clout. They don't have any political operation. The only political power they have is their vote, even if it means the rise of Donald Trump. That's extraordinary.
Good stuff.
That's extraordinary.
Yes, it is. What else here? Is that the same thing? Here's some else that you're killing. Oh, she would kill the NZ war. Oh, I know. RFK Jr. was looking at that too. Yeah, this is going to be awesome. October 22nd. I'm going to try to be here streaming for that one. It's hard because I want to watch it, but at the same time, I need to document it, and then I have to pause it so I can write these things. A few. Let's go on.
There's intolerance. There's vitriol. There's poison. It's kind of a paradox that Democrats see themselves as the party of tolerance. And I think, there's intolerance, there's vitriol, there's poison, there's anger on both sides. But I found that it's more that the Democrats are much less tolerant of somebody holding different political beliefs. There's the tribalism and the orthodoxies are much more insidious in the Democratic Party. And it's disturbing to me because I think the polarization is the worst thing for our country. And that, we have huge problems in this country, but we also are very resilient, but we're never going to solve them if we're not able to come together.
True. So again, how much more true can this guy get? This is still one of my favorite ones.
Former Democrats for president I was honored to receive 2 endorsements of former Democrats for president, Tulsi Gabbard and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Together, we're fighting to secure our borders, end the endless foreign wars, and defend the working people of America. We're joining forces to defeat government corruption, restore free speech, and make America healthy again. We're going to make America healthy again, We're going to get toxic chemicals out of our environment, and we're going to get them out of our food supply. We're going to get them out of our bodies.
Man, can't argue with that. I think that's all I got here.
I was honored to receive 2
in this here. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Well, let's hear him congratulate.
We love you. I don't see him. He's campaigning all over the place.
He's going to roast Kennedy a little bit here. This is good.
I want to also congratulate somebody's going to make us all healthy. RFK Jr., we love you. I don't see him. He's campaigning all over the place. He's campaigning. You're all over. Hello, you both. Nice to see you both. You're doing a good job. He's a great guy, too. He really is. He's going to make us a healthier place. We're going to let him go wild for a little while. Then I'm going to have to maybe rein him back. Because he's got some pretty wild ideas, but most of them are really good, I think. He's a good man, and he believes the environment, the healthy people. He wants healthy people. He wants healthy food, and he's going to do it. He's going to have a big chance to do it because we do need that.
Yes, we do.
I want to also congratulate.
Yes, we do. Yes, we can. Okay, let's see. What is he saying about Colin Harris? This is interesting. I don't know if I've seen
that. Essentially, Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton and Tim Walz all made statements in the last 2 weeks saying that essentially that the First Amendment is a privilege, it's not a right. That the government has a right to censor misinformation or disinformation.
Where did they say that?
They said it publicly, and you can go look at it. It's on like 20 memes right now, all 3 of them saying it.
They said it wasn't a right?
Kamala used the word, it's a privilege. It's free speech is a privilege.
He has lost his privileges and it should be taken down. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation. And that has to stop.
And they all said, the government has a duty to censor misinformation or disinformation. Why is that? If the government is now the arbiter, that it's determined what is misinformation or disinformation, it's not actually looking at the facts. It's looking at things that are critical of them. And that, no government in history has ever wanted to censor people for telling lies. They censor people for telling the truth. That's what they don't want to hear. And if we give our government the power to determine what's true or not true, the things they're going to say are not true are things that are critical of them. That's the danger in letting the government decide what is misinformation or disinformation.
YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
Just want to say, please remember to vote if you are in the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. You can vote early if you've already registered, or show up on November 5th and vote in person. That's what I will be doing this year. I thought about early voting. It seems good. It seems very convenient, but I've always voted on the day, that Super Tuesday, and that's what I'm going to continue to do this time, and to see. I want to see the turnout in my local area too. I think that's a very important thing for me to see. I will be wearing this shirt, and I am looking forward to showing up. I'm not sure what hat or what beanie I'm going to show up in yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Everyone's going to know who I'm voting for. There ain't going to be any mistaking, no mistaking about that. But looking forward to this book. Thank you, Catherine, again for editing this book for me. Definitely appreciate that. More to come, obviously. Not even maybe halfway to the finish line. Maybe. Still a lot more. Once it gets into a proper book form, obviously, then it's gonna even take. That's when the real fun is going to begin. That's when more of the tedious stuff starts. I'm trying to get a lot of that pre-book stuff out of the way to make this book flow as smoothly as possible. There's no time limit. There's no rush. It could take as long as I want it to. And I want it to be good. I want it to be done right. And Christian Coffins is going to do the artwork for the book, for the merchandise, for all that stuff. And I don't know where the podcast will go from there. It may end on November 5th. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to get to 100 episodes before then. So you may see a lot more of me, maybe in shorter, smaller doses. But just to take us out here, I will play a little bit of Kamala.
A flood of illegals, skyrocketing prices, global chaos, and Kamala wouldn't change a thing.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Nothing will change with Kamala. More weakness, more war, more welfare for illegals, and even more taxes. Only President Trump cut middle-class taxes, and only President Trump will do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Here I am, in this city, with a fistful of dollars. And baby, you better believe I'm back in the New York groove. I'm back in the New York groove. I'm back in the New York groove. Back in the New York groove. New York groove.
amazing. I love the internet.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
Seeing red, so don't push me. Ain't Donald Trump trying to grab him by the. Said it was some Haitians somewhere out in Springfield. Women doing cartwheels. Have you seen Garfield?
What is that?
I gotta tell them if they even put the fingernail on Santa's little helper to turn them to hamburger helper. Somebody better help them, cause I'm going to jail for showing them fellas helter skelter. Usually I'm content, but if you check my dog, then I'm turning into John Wick. I'm lit. Bird better drop it. If you take my pet, then I'm pulling up like CrossFit.
You got geese dancing. You got cats dancing. You got Trump dancing. What is happening?
If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider, because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing forward.